Story time. So, got the good event coming up this weekend at the Story household at the Story Chateau.
Absolutely.
Good hibachi night.
Yeah, I
So, I'm going through the fact of cleaning up the house, deep cleaning certain things. So I'm down in the basement, getting things together.
Right.
Get to the bathroom area, getting everything together there, taking the mats out. And all of a sudden, I thought I saw like a scrunchie. So I was like, okay, maybe it's one of Drea's joints, or maybe one of the times when Layla, Dana's daughter, stays down here. Maybe it was left behind. I go to reach for this bitch, and the bitch moved.
Oh no, no, sir.
This just happened about an hour ago.
No.
And I go, whoa, wait a minute. And then as soon as I lean back, mind you, I got my hand going down to the floor. As soon as I lean back, then I see the head of something go back. And I go, that's a fucking snake.
Wow. Yeah, no, sir. No, sir.
The worst nightmare, and I don't know why I have these thoughts. The worst nightmare is specifically this: sitting on a toilet and something coming through.
Oh, no,
There's no way
sir.
to defend yourself. There is absolutely no way to defend yourself.
Did you tell Andrea about this snake?
Oh, she was on like a school chat thing with Cam, and I'm trying to call up to them to grab me something because I didn't want to go upstairs and then lose the snake. I didn't know where it's at. Now, let me put it in context here. It's a small snake. It's like
garter snake or something like that. Wait, you only got a couple.
Ring neck snake.
Hold on, let me look this up because I don't.
It has one ring around the neck, and it could be anywhere. It grows to about, I want to say 12 to 15 inches, so it's small, and real skinny. But this was like in the baby form, like somebody left him behind type joint, or he got lost and went through a pipe or something.
See it? Okay, I see it.
Yep. Okay. So I'm trying to pick the joint up. The joint going here, going there. I said, Cam, I'm sorry, man. I might have to kill this one. And finally we were able to get it. I brought it out to the back and threw it into the woods. But man, it was right. Where I got my floor mat right in front of the sink downstairs in the basement, John.
Yep.
It was right underneath that. So when I moved that joint, it was just sitting there.
So
and like I said, it was so still because I'm probably scared of shit. It was so still that I thought it was like something to just pick up.
So crazy, pretty much what you're saying is I just got to make sure that I watch out for where I'm at your house. Fair.
Bro. I was like, this is crazy.
Fair. Now, for all of our listeners, because yes, we're going to keep all of this because technical issues and all. So not to put my brother on blast, but Storyteller has a pretty substantial size home. So the fact if he found one small one there, I wonder.
I will tell you this. I went through every nook and cranny, even the storage room of the basement. Every nook and cranny. All right. Cam over there looking it up. Oh, but Dad is non-venomous. That ain't the point.
It's not.
That ain't the point, buddy.
Some people don't like dogs. I know they fluffy. A lot of people don't like snakes. I understand. I understand.
That's not the point. So I said, this is my domain. I spend 75 to 80% of my time.
Yes.
In this household.
So where do you draw the line when it comes to to animals and stuff? What I mean by this, so when we were down in Disney and we went to Animal Kingdom and they have all the signs, make a habitat for different creatures and stuff like that. And I'm like, I get it. But, some of these habitats, especially when it's outside, you may get butterflies, you may get frogs, you may get something, you may even get snakes. But you're also going to have things like spiders, stuff like that. Where do we draw the line where we like, fuck them habitats and these creatures? I know we're all in one big happy planet, but it's certain things I'm just not rocking with. Like, I'm like mosquitoes. Like, I saw this thing the other day, and it was talking about a mosquito. And when a mosquito bites you, it's not with just one thing. It's 6 different appendages. Like it has like a appendage there that holds like the womb open and it cuts you there, and it has one tube in there that injects saliva in there. So when they're taking your blood out, it doesn't clot. So the reaction that you're having on there is not from the bite; it's actually from the mosquito saliva that that they're putting in you. And on top of that, they're all female. No male mosquitoes bite you. So I'm looking at all this or whatever, and I'm like, and then they do all this so they can like feed their eggs and stuff like that. But we also know that mosquitoes have also been involved with transmitted things like AIDS and shit like that, apparently, as they say in Africa. Yeah, like the viruses and stuff like that. So question, so where do we draw the line when it comes to respecting creatures? Because
well, they're drawing the line themselves. I kind of didn't catch the beginning of that conversation, but I don't know if it stemmed from this. In the DMV, they just released a bunch of mosquitoes out to the general public in DC, Maryland, and Virginia. Yes. And they released, like you just said, the male ones, because the male ones will actually take out the I guess female the eggs. Well, the eggs, so more won't be populated.
Right.
In whatever way. So I was like, wow, that's crazy. Because first when I heard it, I was like, y'all releasing more mosquitoes. Like, wait a minute. But they're like, no, male mosquitoes don't bite.
Yeah, I got bit by a fucking mosquito today, and I know it was a woman. That was some bullshit. Like, I know that fact. This is some, you know what? Let's get the show started now, because finally, we didn't got everything going. And before I get myself in trouble, I'm just going to go ahead and start the show.
He's about to say, I'm about to smack up.
You're listening to the Hot Seat Podcast.
Welcome all. I'm Shawn, along with my co-host, Dr. Earl.
Greetings.
Dave.
Yes, sir.
And you guys know what it is. We're just dads with mics, gamers with headsets, and a whole lot of unfiltered conversation. As always, make sure you follow us on Instagram and Facebook at the Hot Seat Podcast. Be sure to listen, like, rate, review, share, and most importantly, enjoy on Apple Podcasts, Spotify Podcasts, or wherever you get your favorite shows. And if you choose to watch us on YouTube, make sure to like and subscribe on YouTube, share as well. And we appreciate you. It is the only way that the show continues to grow 5 years later and a couple of months off. We do apologize, guys. We're back again, man, for another episode 177 of the Hot Seat Podcast. And again, we apologize for our time off. We were just off. That's all I got. That's it. I got, and of course, the Hot Seat Podcast is powered by our partner, who's still with us. Thank you guys. This is DUBBY Energy, man. So DUBBY Energy, like I said earlier in the show when we were going through all our technical aspects, DUBBY Energy, best tasting, no sugar, means no jitters, means that you're able to pod longer, work out longer. Whatever you do is longer. All you need to pick me up. There you go.
Listen, to feed right into that. I know we've been out for a minute, but working out the other day, threw back some DUBBY, bro. Yeah.
Thank you. I'm glad. So which flavor did you get? Which flavor did you get?
I don't remember. I think it was dragon fruit or something.
Okay.
Like that.
Okay. Yeah. It's like, I think it's the same one I got. Okay.
Yeah. That's the one I had. It was good.
Good stuff. Yeah, good.
It was
there you go.
But it was cranking. And normally, Earl and I were having a conversation. I don't like a lot of those energy drinks because, like you said, it'll build you up to knock your behind right back on down real quick.
And I didn't feel that way with that one. Like, that's one thing I didn't feel with the DUBBY. I used to do the 5-hour energies and all the other stuff there. No, they're not sponsored for us, but the DUBBY has been really, really good. So I do like it. To your point, I was working out the other day. I was doing my calisthenics. And man, oh man, just like the being off for a while doing the pod, I was off for a while doing any type of working out. Playing golf does not count. When you actually going in and trying to do an ab workout, brother, things hurt. And not even the abs, the stuff that's trying to hold you up. I was doing like the leg lifts, you got your hands underneath like your lower back and just not, you build up a callus when you do things like that. And I used to do it, military workouts, pretty much what I'm doing. It don't feel the same, buddy. It does not feel the same. And I felt a little bit better ab wise, and that's a daily thing. But like just planking and all the other stuff, my elbows are sore. All that hurts, brother.
The craziest thing now, when you could tell that you've gotten older, is I sit back and I watch videos all day about how to properly do the shit that we did the wrong way all our lives. Everything down to a push-up, bro. Oh no, keep them elbows tucked. Don't have them playing out. Don't make sure you're bringing your chest, all that type of stuff. A pull-up.
Yeah.
No, you're not just pulling up by the arms. You're actually leaning back and then sticking your chest up. Everybody's thinking about pulling their neck up to the bar. No, you're trying to pull your chest up to and I'm like, what the hell was I doing as a kid?
Man, listen.
Scratching and surviving.
Man, stuff be popping now. Like I was trying to just do like a little. Y'all remember the V-sit when we were in elementary school?
Yeah.
Bro, you try to do that shit now?
Nah.
The
my lower back V-sit.
So the V-sit, so you lays out and then you try to see how far you can go.
My lower back don't operate like that no more.
Yeah. Nah. But you gotta stretch though. You gotta stretch. I'm gonna tell you right now.
I was born in the 70s.
Bro, you gotta stretch. You gotta stretch, man. You gotta do all this stuff.
What was that? That presidential work?
That presidential jump. Yep, that's exact. Yep. V-sit, the 1 mile run, all that. Oh man, another episode, man. Welcome back. Of course, we're Dads with Mics, games with headsets, a whole lot of unfiltered conversation. Let's get into some conversation, man. And there's no easy way to get into any of the stuff we're going to talk about tonight, but we're going to talk about a few fun things. But let's talk about the one that we discussed ourselves, and this is an ongoing story, and that being the one involving the young sir Nolan Wells, man. Nolan Wells, the young man that went out on summertime, so. Kids are out doing what they do all across the world. And this young man went out on a boat to like an island out there. And they were, having a good time. Unfortunately, at the end of the day, evening, whatever, the group of friends came back, but young Nolan Wells didn't. And there's so much information that's being put out there. And that's the unfortunate part. In the social media space, everybody knows something, they claim. And there's a lot of, and then the people that really have to deal with it all is the parents of not only the one who passed away, but also the parents of these kids as well. Depending on what happened. We don't know what happened. But as we go through this conversation, is a lot of things that make you raise your eyebrow. Right now, it's under investigation. They brung in the typical, and I meant to say it that way. They bring in the typical folks from the civil rights aspect there from
I was gonna say Negro
and Al Sharpton, those guys there, and they have done great things, but unfortunately the last 10 15 years, I feel like maybe 20, they've more so have come out, what I've seen, they've more come out as like a mascot for the whole situation, because in a lot of these cases nothing gets resolved. None. Like they're out there, it's a lot of hollering and stuff like that, and nothing gets resolved. And I just, what do you guys have on this? I have so much I can go this way. What do you guys take away from just this so far, man?
So Earl and I spoke about this for a good minute through a whole separate conversation.
Yeah.
So I'm going to bring you into that separate conversation, because one thing I'm not going to do is throw accusations out there, because like you said, it is under investigation. Do I have my feelings about certain things? I definitely do. But, definitely don't want to throw different accusations out there. But as a father, and it's fitting that I'm wearing this dad gang hat right now.
Yeah.
As a father, it just rubs me the wrong way. And it also keeps me in my heightened sense and gives credibility of why I'm always there. As far as that mind frame, if you get me. And I'm talking about the simplest of things, because the simple thing is not the simple thing today. A simple thing you would think is a parent sitting back, allowing their son to go out on a quick trip, a quick retreat, with his quote unquote friends, and for that person to come back in one piece. Not for you to just come back with a cell phone. So I say this to parents: don't ever feel like you're being too critical of a certain situation, because you have those parent senses for a reason. If you don't feel right about something, nip it in the bud right there.
Yeah.
Nip it in the bud right there. I don't care how mad people can get around you all the way down to that child. You'll be fine. Trust me. you guys know. I told you back in the day of Cam having his book and writing everything down in the book about me and cussing me out. That's fine. You'll love me tomorrow. We'll be all right. Because what do I always say? I'm not here to be your friend. I'm here to be your father.
Yeah.
And I'm here to protect you. I'm here to provide for you. I'm here to teach you certain lessons that I didn't learn at your age. Well, this is one of them. You know, I don't know Nolan Wells' certain upbringing and the community that he grew up in and basically the environment and the friends and things like that. But from the little bit that I've gathered from this, once again, not throwing accusations out there, but from the little bit I've gathered from this, I mean, seeing a video and hearing how the kids are even talking to him, this is when he was alive.
Yeah.
If you saw the video with him standing in the water and family that had to pull up and basically guide him back over to the boat that he was on because they weren't going to come get him. They were like, oh, we taught him how to swim. He good. He good. And the way that they were talking down to him, you would think they were talking down to one of their pets.
Yeah.
And that's the feeling I got. So that's where I'm like, if that's a now situation, how many times has it been like this before? And how many times did you feel like you had to do so just to be accepted within your environment? And that's why I say there's a deeper talk here, because a lot of people are going to throw out what they think about the situation. Oh, this happened. Oh, did you hear this? Did you so and so? With me, I'm thinking before that, because we got to catch these things before that. Don't catch it afterwards. I want to know, what was the feeling? Was your son coming home in a certain type of way? Have they gotten in certain arguments before? Have you seen different people talk down to him? Does he seem like a follower or does he seem like a leader? You know, these are things that we have in conversations with our kids each and every day. And that's why I say we got to, what they always used to say, pull the wool from your eyes and wake up. As much energy we put into book smarts, we have to put into street smarts. When we say street smarts, it's not just the fact of, oh, knowing the code of the street. No, knowing everything that's going on around you, even the things that you normally wouldn't know unless you really looked in on. I'm not just paying attention to the person speaking to me. I'm paying attention to everything that's going on around me while that person is speaking to me. Why did that person take that extra look at me? Why is that person listening in? You know, those are the same type of heightened sensitivity you have when you're out of the country in different countries and you're looking around and you're like, oh, I'm on tourist mode, so I really got to look. You're on tourist mode here. You haven't been everywhere. You have not been in every situation. So I go to that. I could talk long on this. I don't want to. I want to get everybody's opinion on it. But that's where it just goes back to me as being a father of a son who is a teenager and has numerous amounts of friends. And I've met different ones. I told Earl, asking him, he's been here for certain ones that I was like, no, you're not hanging out with him. You're not hanging. I already get the bad vibe. Blame me later. But you think you're going to blame me later. What you're really going to do is thank me later. You can't just think about it now. There's a lot of situational stuff that's going on. So my deepest prayers are out to the family. To go through something like this, I can't even imagine it. Yeah, I'm telling you. I couldn't even imagine it. But these type of things happen way, way, way too often. And we got to figure it out. It's not, like I said, it's not the aftermath that we got to figure out. We got to figure out how we don't even be in this situation at all.
Yeah. So,
but I'll pass it all to y'all.
What you got, Earl?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, like I said, I asked so many questions about, like, well, why, like Jada Kids, why? Why was you out there, or who was you with?
What teenager leaves his phone, Earl?
Nobody.
Yeah.
Nobody. These kids go hard body karate when you tell them to put their phones away. So you think, I mean, to the point even the parents are sitting up there arguing with teachers about, no, they need to have their phone, so I can only imagine. But I guess my biggest thing, I mean, I concur with knowing your surroundings and who you with, and even if you grow up with these people, I don't want to bring race into it, but unfortunately,
it's a thing that plays in the equation.
It plays a factor. It plays a factor. It's
because if it was the other way around, there'll be no question.
Exactly.
So, race is a part of it, no matter what.
And then it's just like certain things. It's certain things like it's an inside culture joke, but it's just certain things that we just don't do. Or we're gonna ask questions and be like, well, who you? No. No. You may not be able to explain the situation because it's a touchy situation, but you just have to go ahead and just as a parent and say no. We'll talk about it later, but you're not going. Yeah, I know Johnny and yeah, y'all played on the same baseball team, football team. I don't know who else out there. And quite frankly, you the only one? No. Yeah. No. And y'all in the water in the middle? No.
It is it's hard to look at this situation, in so many situations, to Dave's point, and not talk about the race aspect to it. You often hear from different people, whether it's people in our own communities or people outside our communities, who are like, you guys are pulling the race card. Thing is, over the last, unfortunately, is it coincidence? I don't know. Over the last 10 decades, some change, because of certain ways that the United States specifically is operating under certain leadership. A lot of things have come out of people that has always been there, and it has been covered in a way where, let's call it what it is, stuff has just been swept under the rug. Kendrick Johnson. Y'all know who that is? That was the young man that was found dead in the gym, rolled up in a mat. That they said that he accidentally fell in there and suffocated. Okay. They investigated. They said they couldn't find anything about foul. It was the whole thing. Yeah, I think Ben Crump and them that came out for that one too. Tamala Holsford, remember them? That was a 40-year-old lady that went to the sleepover with the moms where they were watching football or whatever the case may be, playing Cards Against Humanity. And allegedly she woke up at 2 a.m. and she fell to her death from a 14-foot patio. And when they found her in there, she had a broken neck, but she also had a lacerated heart and some other stuff in there, which a lot of stuff points to the fact that she was actually beaten. But we don't know. The young man, I can't say his first name, but he goes by Trey. I forget his last name. Was the young man they found down at Delta State, hanging from a tree.
Yep.
And that's in 2025. Recently, there was a young man, I believe, Julian, I think it was, hanging outside of a tree near a church in North Carolina. The thing in common is these are all black people. And outside of Julian, we found out that all the other incidents were they were with Caucasians, white people at first, people that they were cool with. And something accidentally happened. The FBI comes in, the folks come in, and in all of these cases, they say they can't find any signs of foul play, and it all just goes away. It makes the news for a couple of weeks. And it's an unsettling situation because we see it happening, what's in front of us right now in our own administration. A lot of shit that's happening and they're doing it as blatant as day. Whether you can look on the MAGA side, blatant racism, hell, even the way that they're leading from the White House. And it's just like, so what? Are all these cases homicides and maybe a accidental thing? But you got to look at what's in front of you. And you look at the climate of the world right now, there's a lot of stuff that's been happening, man, that, a certain group of folks just feel like, hey, man, look, hey, what are you going to do about it at this point? So all that, that 8 years that we had of pretty good peace, you would say. I always look at this now as like, man, we're paying for that 8 years of peace because certain folks was like, nah, that ain't what we on. At least not with that type of person leading the way.
But I also think it's I look at like how we grew up. This really does play a factor, and it's something that's missing here. And it goes back to race. I think now you see more kids integrated with other, nationalities and things of that nature.
Yeah.
But I also feel like a lot of our kids, not more so them, but a lot of our kids, they don't understand, and it's not being taught the historical context. Mm-hmm. And why you need to know the historical context, because that plays into, your surroundings, and you're like Dave said, your street smarts. Like, don't be ignorant to the fact of, don't be ignorant to the fact that, people or times have progressed. You know what I'm saying? You still got to be cognizant of the surroundings, but I feel like, and I'm not going to blame the kids too much. I blame the school systems, but I also blame the household, because again, you got to have those conversations with your kid. You could live in the suburbs, you could live predominantly where you are the minority and things of that nature, and you have, friends that don't look like you. But at the end of the day, you are still this social construct. So at the end of the day, it's like you still got to be aware of how you're going to be treated, not in that friend group because they don't see that, but how you're going to be viewed and treated in the public. I think people are so sheltered in their own little world that they forget it's a whole big other world that you got to prepare yourself for. That's the same thing with, with black folks that grew up in black neighborhoods, right? I see it all the time with some of these kids, and which is why it's hard for them to transition when they go to college. Mm-hmm. When they go to college, in a lot of cases, like, there need to be a case study on that, but this is the first time that they have actually really been the minority. Yeah. You hear about it, but actually being it, you wasn't a minority coming up in your school unless you went to like a prep or a private school, So for the most part, you actually been the majority. But now when you go to college, you really get a sense of what the real world is like and what you about to, walk into. So again, it's like you don't have that practice. You ain't built up that callus to know how to maneuver with all of that. And I think like that's one of the pieces that's missing.
Well, the other part that's missing, like I said, I don't want to spend too long on it, but you were hitting it as far as there is no street smarts because the kids ain't in the streets. Let's think about it. Let's just call it what it is. These kids are on the video game, on computers, on their phone, and all that type of stuff. They don't understand a situation because they've never been in it. But they can tell you about somebody else's situation because they probably watched it on YouTube. You get what I mean? So it's very weird. It's a different time, and that's the only thing I can really say about it. And I'm not putting it on all parents out there because, hey, I'm in the same struggle. If my son had one thing to pick out, hell, right now in the summertime, what are he doing? Minecraft on the computer, on his phone, working on different things that he is preparing for school. But, with me, summertime hit, and I lived in the community that we're in right now, I'm at the park every day. Every day. I had my Nintendo, I had my Genesis and all that type of stuff. I was at the park every day. You couldn't get me from the park until that thing closed. And then I had to go home. But then, even when we went home, what we do? We chilled outside all day. We were on the stoop. We were riding bikes. We were playing games. We were just kicking it. Until what? The street lights came on. Then we were forced to be in the house. And then we were eating dinner and whatever it was. It's just, it's a different environment. When I got my first bike and then when I was taught to ride it and I was outside all day, I rode around town. We were having this discussion. My parents didn't have to think nothing of it because the community raised me.
Yeah. Anybody
could beat me, could put their hands on me because my parents gave the permission. If they knew our family, oh yeah, he acting up? Yeah. Let them know something and then send them home to me so I can do it again. But I used to ride around the whole town. That's it, on my bike. And you're not living in the days of cell phones when somebody could just pick it up and do it. No. It took time before we even had pages and stuff. And I didn't have one. Even though my brother had one, I didn't have one. I never knew the equation because they would tell me, nah, you ain't no drug dealer, but Shawn got it. You ain't Shawn. Like, what? Like, but that's what you grew up in. And it makes you respect that time period so much more now. Because there's neighbors on my street that give the wave, but we don't know each other. There's a couple of them that go out and get my garbage can if I ain't there to pull it back in and stuff like that. But to sit back in the back and just have a good time, always busy. You know? People just sit in their own, like Earl said, in their own area, their own funk. You could come over to it, but go outside of that? Oh, no. I ain't trying to do too much of that. And that's where that whole communication level is gone, man. And I'm telling you, we're seeing that aftermath right now. We're seeing that right now play out. They don't know how to deal with these situations, but I hope everything comes out. I hope they find out what actually happened. But there's too many question marks in this case. Too many, all the way down to the autopsy and things that weren't there. Relationships that people had between being judge and the medical examiner and all this different type of stuff. Like, it's just, you got to cross these T's and dot these I's, man.
Yeah, I don't look for, we done seen this story too many times, and it's become numbing. You know what I'm saying? And you could bet money on it if this was FanDuel to say, well, what you think that the verdict is going to be. Like, you'll be a millionaire because you already know what it's going to be. But that's why it's like, I just hope that families, all families, not just black, white, everything in between, all families start to really have a conversation with their kids, and parents really make sure that you know who they with, you know, things in that nature, and really like start to really pin down and, you know, on this, you know, again, you're not trying to be their friends. You're trying to be their parent. You're trying to keep them safe. And especially too, when you're not aware of the surroundings, you know that they ain't like, and you know your child, like, you put them in little situations. You like, yo, you ain't pick, nope, Nah.
At the end of the day, I told you that phone situation totally rubs me the wrong way.
Oh yeah,
no teenager is leaving their phone, and just happenstance, you leave. We all hanging out. And y'all leave out with my phone and you notice that you have my phone, but I'm off somewhere. You're either turning around if you're my friends, because you know I don't have no form of communication, or, hey, you figured it out as soon as you got home. Who are you probably hitting up? My parents. If I'm living at home, hey, sorry, we just saw that we have Dave's phone and blah, blah, blah. So I know there's no way for him to contact, but he stayed behind, you know.
It's
that
to the
type
point,
of thing is going on, man.
It's to the point you could leave your wallet and lose your wallet, but your phone, You gonna turn back around.
Yeah, that one little thing right there, like I'm just like something.
Yeah. You gonna move heaven and hell to go find that phone, and
but we can spend all day on it.
We gonna see, man. We gonna see, man. Again, blessings in a solid resolution, man, for that family and for multiple families, man, who's dealing with the same type of situation. There's a lot of bullshit happening. That's what it is, bro. It's the Hot Seat Podcast with your boy Shawn Xavien, Dr. Earl, Storyteller. A lot going on, a lot of real world stuff going on, man. One that had social media on fire and is still kind of there right now. There's been a little aftermath on it, and that being one of none other than Ryan Clark being dismissed from the worldwide sports leader ESPN, amongst layoffs that broke out from there. But it wasn't the fact that he was laid off; it was the way that he was actually let go. It happened during an actual segment of NFL Live during a commercial break. Narratives got put out, and they pretty much put it off and say, hey, they got laid off, and Ryan told his truth, and it's like, they let me go. They let me go during the commercial. And if you've listened to, there's so many things you listen to, whether you listen to or watch his sit down on the pivot, which was pretty insightful, man, or listen to other people, you can kind of see how this kind of went down.
Yeah.
And while this is a different situation from what's going on with Nolan Wells and those folks even losing out there, you're
kind of not.
It's the same thing when it comes to how Black people are actually judged and held accountable. Before you get into the Ryan Clark part, I just wanted to point this out, and you can make your argument here. Kyle Shanahan, coach of the San Francisco 49ers, was in a car accident. And he suffered some pretty severe injuries, broken ribs, broken nose, a couple other things. We found out about this on Sunday. That was not the day of the crash. No. The actual accident had happened almost 2 weeks prior.
Yeah.
In San Francisco, to probably one of the most famous people in San Francisco. ESPN, TMZ, Fox Sports, Yahoo, Outkick, who had the story on Ryan Clark. Nobody said a peep about that. And he just had an interview the other day saying it was his fault because it was a young lady that he hit, over his 21-year-old young lady. And allegedly he had dropped his phone and he reached down to get it. I take that as you were on your phone. I'm not sure why you dropped. I don't know. And he hit it. And I read something that would say he was doing like 20 miles an hour. Bro, I've been in fender benders at 20 miles an hour. I did not sustain those injuries. I guarantee you. But that's neither here nor there. But the fact that was not put out there to 2 weeks after it happened, whereas Ryan Clark, he damn near almost found out he was getting fired from a leak of him being fired. Even going back to the situation of having him and Peter Schaefer on Get Up last year and that little situation, and the video came out, somebody leaked it from the control room because after they went to the break, they had him, and it was kind of, he even said it himself, and I remember when the video came out, and it painted him as like the angry Black man. All because he stood for things and stood on things throughout his tenure and what he's doing with the pivot, as well as doing a hell of a job at ESPN. And let him tell it, and other folks, people ain't jive with that. Again, it's one of those things, those privilege type things. What do you guys got, man? What do you guys got from this situation? Because we also had some other folks leave. Charles Davis got left there. A long time analyst. I forget his name, man. White Cat. I forget his name. I'll find it in a minute, though. But he's been for like 30 years, and he found out when somebody called him about about him being laid off, which is some bullshit.
I mean, the rest of them, ESPN do layoffs every 2 years. So the rest of them kind of fell I mean, I ain't saying I agree with all of them, but you know, it's the rest of them. I get it. I think it was just a man.
It's how you do it, though. It's how you do it, though.
Yeah, it's having a certain tact with how you do it. But also too, they clearly, or they said a specific executive had a problem with, Ryan.
Yeah.
So I just
simply, that's the name, Carl Ravitch.
So I just simply say it like this. This is also an example number 1,455 of why it's important for us to have our own. We drive culture. We are the rhythm. We determine what's hot and what's not. You know what I'm saying? We are the biggest consumer. Like, we have the power to do that. The pivot. Truth be told, I mean, I'm just to speak for myself. Like, I don't really watch ESPN like that. You know what I'm saying? I watch more like, I do Shannon Sharp, even though he not really sports. This is more so he talk, with guests. But I love the pivot. You know what I'm saying? Because it's from an athletic or athlete point of view. That's why even the show before the pivot with what's his name? That Shannon Crowder and
with Shannon and Fred Taylor had on and had
even that one. But because it was from an athlete's perspective. You know what I'm saying? But and it was, it was us, and Ryan is a great he does his job. He's not just an athlete. Like he really invested and built up his craft. So like I said, at the end of the day, it was messed up in how he was done, but he gonna be all right.
So a couple of takes. You touched on a lot of them there, Earl. Have your own. Cam Newton was talking about that, and he was one of the ones that was laid off.
Yeah.
And he was talking about the fact of having your own when you don't have to rely on what somebody's providing for you. You have a sense of power. So while it hurt at the moment, he's fine because it was extra in the bank, if you get me. I think it's more off of how it was done, and there's no equation that you can write out to solidify it, like to have it make sense. There's no equation because, like he said, I'm the best that does it here about that specific sport. Find me another. And that's what he was putting out there. And everywhere he went, the ratings went up. So it's not even a numbers thing.
Yeah.
So that's out the window. The other thing that he said on the pivot when he was getting interviewed the other day, one of the biggest parts to me was his conversation that he shared about with Jeremy Lin.
Yeah.
If you caught that part.
Mm-hmm.
And Jeremy Lin was just coming on through ESPN and, trying to figure out what way to go, what to do, and all these things. And Ryan Clark basically said to him, look, and this is after everything was already written with Ryan, because Stephen A. and a couple other people were already in Ryan's ear like, yeah, we feel like this may be coming down the pipelines because of this specific person's hatred for you.
Yeah.
But he had said to Jeremy Lin's thinking that, oh, he's going to give me this nugget. He's going to give me this. He's going to tell me to do this. He was like, basically build your relationships, man. It ain't even about the craft. Like you'll get the craft stuff just by doing it over and over again. Build your relationships. Because you got to have somebody fighting for you when you're not in the room. And that's one of the realest statements. Forget ESPN, period, in life. We all work. We all got jobs. We all got different things that we do. But certain rooms we're not in at all times. So who's speaking for you? Yeah. Who's vouching when your name comes up and it's not spoken about in the right way? Who's that person that's like, what? Who are you talking about, Earl? You talking about Shawn? Shawn, what? Come on now. You may not like him, but nah, that you know what I mean? And that's what you need in every single room. Not that you just walk in, that you walk out of.
Yeah.
Who is fighting for you in that sense? And who is at that status to fight for you? If they're at the same level of you, It really don't matter. You get what I mean? It's the people, what we always talk about within business. I don't want to be the smartest person in the room all the time.
Yeah.
I want to be surrounded by the smartest people. Because if I'm the smartest person and always giving my nuggets, who am I learning off of? Where am I growing? Where am I building? And things like that. So, yeah, surround yourself with people that you love and stuff like that. And that's great. And that you have, tenure with, and you can go back but you also got to surround yourself with people that are going to challenge you. You're going to have to surround yourself with people that aren't just the yes people, the people that are going to whisper that one thing in your ear that is like, man, I really didn't want to hear that. But hey, I'm just being honest with you. You got to do that. And relationship building is key. And I think he really learned it from this situation. So while I definitely don't agree with the situation at all, wholeheartedly do not agree. There's nothing that's going to make sense about why you did it. Even all the way down to money, because what you're about to pay Pat McAfee is, yeah, I mean, come on. You could have had him there. But I think the lesson comes after the lesson, if you get me. Yeah. That's where it's really at. And I think he got it, because when he said that on the pivot, I was like, you understand now.
Yeah.
But I will say this in closing. Mm-hmm. Don't compromise who you are to fit in.
That's the part.
He said that too.
That's the part right there. Yeah, and he said he almost they did that last.
He did that this year.
The last year, yeah, they did, because he saw that, and that's what they had asked him. Would you regret anything there? Because why they compromised some of the conversations that they had pretty much on the pivot, because that was back then. There's things there, and that's one of those things that
don't fanboy the situation.
Yeah, and that's
off with no feathers. But I'm just like.
That's the other thing he's told Jeremy Lin as well. He's told him not only build the relationships, but also don't let them know how you feel about any stance or any political thing. Because if you do that, you open yourself up for that. So you pretty much just plan, and that's the hard part when you're trying to ascend. Because there's things that you want to be your true self. It's like we all have morals, but call it what it is. Though, if you see some fuck shit, you're gonna be like, you want to call it out, but you also know it's at the expense of where you're trying to get to. Like free speech, yeah, it's free, but there's a tax on free speech. You got to pay that tax on it, and it sucks. Now, unfortunately, and this goes to the Kyle Shanahan parts. Like for us. In the black community and for the black community, you don't have that. You don't have that. Just call it what it is. You don't have that ability, that room for error. It still remains true. You have to work twice as hard. You have to be twice as good. And even then, there's no guarantee. He even said that there's no guarantee. Ryan Clark, a lot of people didn't know. Ryan Clark was one of the few. He actually did an internship at ESPN. Before he didn't get a Tom Brady, he didn't get a Tony Romo type situation. He didn't even get a Gronk. He didn't go right into it.
Funny that you said that. Tony Romo still got a job?
Shit, I don't know. Yeah, because he was drunk, ain't he? Something like that.
Did you see the video?
No, but there we go. There we go. So as we wrap this up. Because again, we saw what happened with Ryan Clark, but then we saw the difference into situations. So Kyle Shanahan's going to be out for a little bit with his injuries, concussion, and all that stuff on there. So in the meantime, they have a interim head coach. Do y'all know who the interim head coach is for the San Francisco 49ers?
No.
All right. So do you guys know who Chris Forrester is? Do y'all remember the coach that got caught up? He was on video snorting coke through a dollar bill back in Miami. Y'all remember that? Mm-mm. So that's Chris Forrester. So I'm gonna funny that again. So I'm going to pull this up for you guys, and then this may jog your memory from a while ago. So. This is from 2017. Okay. So, and this was actually posted on ESPN, which is crazy enough because they didn't find out there. So, and Right. So this is from 2017. If I can pull it up. 49ers interim head coach resigned from Dolphins job after 2017 cocaine scandal. So, yeah, right. So, right. So Chris Forrester really he was involved with a young lady
and on the NFL
from our community. So Forrester resigned after video leaked of him snorting cocaine. A video filmed by Forrester and sent to then girlfriend Kawana Nije, who claimed responsibility for leaking the video to expose racial inequalities in the NFL coaching ranks. Chris Forrester is a white man, if you haven't figured it out.
We already.
Yeah, Kawana, she was down in Miami, and she may have worked.
You know what Kawana is too.
There we go. So he resigned from Miami Dolphins back in 2017 and accepted full responsibility for his actions. So he did like about a month or two of rehab. He did like other stuff like that. And he's found his way back. And he's been with the 49ers since like COVID. He's been with them for like the last 6 years. Meanwhile, Shamar Moore doesn't have a job right now. We forgot about that. What's the name up in Minnesota? The defensive coordinator, I forget his name, but we'll remember it in a minute. He still has his ongoing lawsuit with the NFL about that race. But he's just been such a good defensive coordinator, they can't get rid of him. And Ryan Clark just got fired for being too black, apparently. Yeah. That's all I got for you guys, man. Let's move on to some.
Listen, just real quick. When you see the plyometric exercises that Tony Romo is doing before they have him do the regular like sobriety test, it's hilarious, bro. There's no way to say you're not going. There's absolutely, this guy is on the ground like stretching for the sobriety test. Like, I was like, oh no.
It's a good day to be, The Hot Seat Podcast, your boy Shawn, Dr. Earl, storyteller. Let's get into some fun stuff, man. This podcast is built off of video games and all that other shenanigans, but these real conversations that we have with you guys right now. So let's have a real conversation. Earl, you can still be a part of this, I promise.
It'll be quick.
Comic-Con 2026 went down in San Diego over the last week or so. And it's probably arguably one of the biggest Comic-Cons as far as happenings and news since Endgame. We're talking about 10 years now? So much came out of that Comic-Con, man, from on the Marvel side, from them having, of course, Ryan Reynolds showing up in the great
right walking around all day.
That's dope. Yeah, taking photos and stuff with fans. That was cool. Them having the majority of the cast out there for Doomsday out there discussing things around that. Them also introducing the new Black Panther, Ghost Rider Ryan Gosling on there as well. And then on the DC side, we had things actually from Lanterns up there as well. We had the actor who was in Reacher, he was talking about him potentially being Batman. That was pretty cool, man. There's a lot of other things on there. Again, me and Dave, we gave up our hopes of going to Comic-Con a long time ago. We might get back there.
Go to San Diego at the time of Comic-Con.
Right. But I mean, it's there. Comic-Con, man, is dope because it still keeps a part of the energy and the kid-like things alive, comics and all. It's more than just what we talk about. It's more than just that. Those are the highlights of Hall H. But I enjoy still watching it and seeing like these things there because right now a lot of these companies, whether it's Marvel and DC, Marvel specifically, their success is hinged to us. I know there's a lot of young people there, but we are the generation that built, as far as fans, the Marvel. We're talking about from 2006. I'm trying to figure out when Blade came out. Might have been in there all the way through to that, through the whole Infinity Saga. That's us. That is us. Our dollars gave them those billions of dollars, man, and they're hanging on to us. because the young folks, they're there, but they just don't have that same type of buying power. One, they might be borrowing from us, and two, they're just not invested because they got so much going on. But what was anything that you took away from Comic-Con specifically?
That they still got me. That's the biggest thing. I mean, they still got me, man. You know, I'm particularly Marvel more than anything.
Yeah.
And just the things that they were announcing, it's a never-ending story, and it could really be that way as long as you play the field right.
Yeah.
Just like you were talking about our generation. After all this is said and done, then they'll start up and bring the same characters back with new people that the younger crowd loves.
Yeah.
And then we'll be comparing it. And then there's nothing more fun when you can have a conversation with your young ones about stuff that you grew up on. Think about that. Play that first video game with them of something that you played as a kid. All the Mario Brothers and things like that. When you can sit back and look at a comic that you read as a kid or being portrayed on the screen. When you can listen to music, and the music is using sample something from what you grew up as a kid. That's where we're at now. We're the person that's be like, what you listening to, that boom to boom? That's us now. We just call it mumble. But I say that because for all these different, age of people being in the same room and having that same love and craze for something, that's what Comic-Con is. Everything is silent and you're there for a common cause. It's the same thing that what the World Cup just did to the world.
Yeah.
All these people weren't soccer fans, watching it daily and things like that and knowing the players. But for a month, everything was shut down. And that's all you were thinking about. And that was it. And bars are full and all these different types. That's the feeling that you get from that weekend of Comic-Con. Even when you're not there, you're on the internet like, did it happen yet? Okay, what did they show? Did anybody film it? What they gonna pop up there? You saw how excited I was when I told you, I got a glimpse on the Doomsday thing that we weren't supposed to see. Oh, and wait till you see Doom. I was excited as if I was in the audience. So, yeah, it just lets me know that thirst, that hunger is still there. I love it, man. Yeah. I love it. I will always be like that comic Marvel fan at heart. I'll always be that. So,
yeah. I know Earl ain't got too much on Comic-Con, but I got something that you might
gotta go see Spider-Man.
You might like, you got to. So I think all three of us were probably massive Transformer fans. I would say, yeah, maybe. Mm-hmm. So September, they are re-releasing a I guess they remastered. Remastered the definition of the Transformer movie. And I was watching the trailer, man, and I will be there in September to watch that. You know, I look emotional.
And they added to it, by the way.
Yes, and they got all of the same voice. I'm listening to Starscream, him talking. Of course, Megatron and Optimus. They got the classic voices. But how excited are you? Excited, Earl? Are you gonna go see it in movies? I mean, you can watch.
Remember the Transformers movie?
Do you remember Transformers? Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I like the Transformers movie.
Yeah.
I had Transformers when I was younger.
All right. I ain't speaking my language.
All right. I remember getting into an argument with my sister because she broke my Transformer. I think she broke my Optimus
That ain't supposed to happen. That ain't supposed to happen at all.
I was trying to break her.
Yeah,
that's when you just take all the heads off our Cabbage Patch Kids. You know what I'm saying?
It came to fisticuffs, but it was my Optimus
Cabbage Patch Kids.
There you go.
Yeah, she had to have Cabbage Patch Kids with the little straw hair or whatever. But I do have it.
Take my toys, I'm gonna give them a fade.
Will I go see it? I need to see the previews. But if it's anything like
it's the same film.
Yeah, I'm about to say they added on to it, but
it's the same. It's the same film.
Yeah, but I want to know, is it the same characters?
Yeah,
and the
same thing. It's the same film.
Tyrese and no.
You talking about that? No, man.
You talking about the cartoon?
We're out of here.
We talking.
It up, B.
You talking about
you went from your childhood. That's why we thought you were in the right spot and then you mentioned Tyrese.
Oh, I didn't know.
Clip this moment.
Know you was talking about the cartoon, or you was talking about the
when
the original
Transformer
movie.
Oh yeah.
That's like saying G.I. Joe the movie, and if you go back to goddamn,
we know what happened in that. It had all young black men, at least that I know, crying because Optimus died in that mofo. Yes,
spoiler alert.
Yes, but we know. Hey, ain't no spoilers out there. It's what? Did you just go Tyrese?
I misunderstood.
What was the girl's name? I forgot her name.
What?
That was also that.
Oh yeah, I forget her face. The one with the face. Now she got the body that she had to pay for to get it. I forget her name.
Megan Fox.
Yeah. Since we're on it, I mean, has anybody else watched the Masters of the Universe new film?
I am going to watch it because now it's out. Yep.
I watched it.
Okay.
That's all we got. Everything that Jared Leto touches. Everything that he touches. In any case,
you want to know how funny your statement is right now? I just want you to Google Jared Leto for a second.
I know.
And,
I know.
That was very.
I know.
I see what you're doing there.
Yeah, I know everything they touches. I know it pisses me off. You know, it pisses me off. Oh man, anything else we got, man? Anything else we got? Currently, right now,
we see that movie. It's called Children of Something.
If it's Children of the Corn, you can miss me with that. I don't watch no film that got kids in it.
No, it's not Children of the Corn. It's
basically like a Black
pretty
Panther.
Much. Yeah, but pretty much like.
Is it coming out in December? Is it coming out in Christmas time or what? Or is it already out?
Anthony Idris is in it, who they thought was going to be Black Panther.
Yeah, pretty much all of the people that play, if you saying Woman King, about half of those characters are in this movie.
Viola.
Is it already out or is it coming out?
January.
Yeah, it's coming out. Yeah.
It's coming out in January. Interesting.
January, you stupid.
You saw what they did, motherfucker.
Same winter break.
Okay, it's same thing, but the same winter break. Yeah, that's right. Right now we are playing college football 2027. It is fantastic, and for the first time in history, and I had to go really think about my first time in history, we are all ranked in the top 5.
I just lost to Ohio State.
Damn it. I said good luck. So 2, 3, and 4 is what our ranking was prior to him playing Ohio State, who's number 1.
No. When the week switched, I was number 1.
Oh, shit. And then they took you back. Okay, fair.
I was 1. Ohio State was 2. You were 3.
And Earl was 4?
And Earl was 4.
Damn. So now.
But we spoke about it. The way I lost by a touchdown.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure I'm going to fall back to either 2 or 3.
Got you.
So.
Okay,
it is what it is.
All right, it's the game has been fantastic. Couple of glitches here and there. They're actively updating it. It has been fantastic, and we're not too far away. Not only from one more week left before Madden, but also one more week before football starts again. The Hall of Fame game is about a week away. So hide your kids, hide your wife, because this is a wrap. Because about February is gonna be, which I also know. Then about a couple of weeks that Direct TV or Sunday Ticket is about to bill me for whatever it is for Sunday Ticket. I know it's coming. I know it's there. We even played a damn game.
Who playing the Hall of Fame game?
I don't even know, but I know it's football. Doesn't even matter. I'll be watching it because it's football. It's gonna be Thursday night. We're gonna be watching some cats just trying to make the 4th team out there.
It says Hall of Fame game.
Cardinals and the Panthers.
August 6th. Yeah.
Cardinals and the Panthers.
Yep.
Yes.
Shit, that is horrible. I mean, that game is gonna be horrible. Marvin Harrison Jr. looks like he's apparently allegedly dropping
rock the hands. He need to go speak to his daddy.
or does he just not want to catch the ball? Because we were watching him. He like them drop them just on purpose. Like, get me out of here. We'll see. Of course, man, you can find us always on Xbox Live, man. Join us playing some college football. Madden be there soon, and then we're pre-ordering NBA 2K27 now, so you can find me on Xbox Live, Sinai2X. Appreciate all of the weird messages I've got. Hey, you want to add me to a game? I guess. I don't know. I don't know you. Thanks for listening to the pod. But yeah, Sinai2X on Xbox. What you guys got, man?
The Storyteller. Holla at me. If not, cool.
What you got, Dr. Earl?
I think it's NJ Fatboy 973. I forget.
Yeah, it is. It has been a lot. Of course, remember that like and subscribe on YouTube at the Hot Seat Podcast. Make sure you guys follow us on Instagram and Facebook at the Hot Seat Podcast. And again, shout out to our partner over there at DUBBY, man. Go ahead and put in the Hot Seat Podcast when you check out and get 10% off your order. No sugar means no jitters. That means no crash. That means it's good. DUBBY.
Shit, dang.
There we go, man. It's the Hot Seat, man. We'll catch you guys next time.